Hey everybody, this episode was recorded from a phone call and it was also sent to us, so if the audio is a little weird, we had to do a little bit of extra editing. Sorry in advance, hope you enjoy it.
Welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
And do you think that when he watches Seabiscuit, he just fucking hears this in his head?
Watch your profanity.
Hey guys, welcome to the Designated Drinkers Podcast. My name is Carlo.
Tom.
And we have our special guest.
Hi, I'm Reverend Jess, and I'm the host of the Church Absurd podcast. But let me tell you, tonight I'm on Designated Drinkers, and I'm really excited. If you know, and I think you guys should be excited too. I'm telling you what, if you're a big fat man, I want you to slap your titties against your belly. Okay? If you're a sexy woman, I want you to slap your titties against your belly. Because let me tell you, it is on. It is fantastic, and we are all very fucking excited.
So,
I'm so hard right now.
So I don't know if you've heard any of our episodes, Jess, but with our episodes, we usually our recent ones at least, we started doing what we call our icebreaker questions to kind of just get our shit started.
Hey, that's totally fine. I'm totally down with breaking the ice. Call me a fat polar bear.
So what we're gonna do is Tom's gonna set a 60-second timer. And then what's going to happen is you're going to answer as many questions as possible, as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And you can say skip if you don't like a question or you can't think of anything. So that's usually how it goes. Just tell me when you're ready, Tom.
I'm ready.
All right. So I'll start with the question. What was the first record, tape, or CD that you ever owned?
System of a Down, Toxicity.
What were the words you couldn't pronounce as a child, so you made up your own?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
What was your first job?
Taco Bell.
Who was the worst grade school teacher you've ever had?
Miss Higgins.
I thought you were going to say Mrs. Rivera. What after-school activity did you quit as a kid, and why?
Wait, what? Repeat that one?
What after-school activity did you quit as a kid, and why?
Taekwondo, because I was fat and the kids made fun of me.
What's the funniest thing that ever happened on your family vacation?
I never took a family vacation, so I guess abandonment issues?
What's the funniest animal you've ever owned as a pet?
I owned a guinea pig once. His name was Boris.
What's the worst haircut you've ever had?
I had a mohawk because my mom couldn't figure out how to do a correct high and tight.
What's the best prank you've ever played on someone?
I made people think I was funny.
Still doing it, huh? Longest prank in the world.
Yeah, it's a long haul, you know.
And our final question, because the timer just went off. What's the most ridiculous thing your parents ever did to embarrass you?
My dad, one time, he very purposely sprayed the front of my pants with water when I was about to talk to a girl.
No shit.
Swear to God.
Well played. Well played.
Sucks. All right, Tom. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right. As a kid, did you ever do something wrong but manage to pin it on your on somebody else?
No, never. I'm an angel.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
All of them.
What totally rad expression did you overuse in high school?
Totally rad.
What was your favorite Halloween costume you wore as a child?
I mean, it's always Batman. It's always Batman.
Who was your craziest / most interesting relative? I think I asked you this question before.
Yeah. That's my cousin.
What's the best what completely safe animal are you inexplicably afraid of?
After today, groundhogs.
If you were famous, what would you be famous for?
Porn.
Retard.
If you had a boat, what would you name it?
This is my boat.
If you could,
Don't buy a boat.
it's implied. If you could pick a TV show to be your life, what would it be?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
If your best friend picked a tattoo for you to get, what would
A penis. You didn't even have to finish the question. It would be a penis.
If you were a type of jeans, what type would you be?
I guess Wrangler. I don't know.
And last question: if you could be one superhero, which superhero would you be?
Batman.
The Punisher. The Punisher. Because I like guns.
Right.
America.
And do you want to ask me these last questions?
I mean, I guess.
All right.
That means I have to do something.
Start off at 91.
I'll start off at 69.
Whatever you want, you pretty lady.
I'm not a lady. Fuck you. All right.
You know what? I like to think that we're all ladies.
Yeah, we're all ladies.
Yeah.
Don't assume my pronoun, bro.
Look, I'm a classy bitch. Okay.
All right, let's see here. If you could turn the ocean into a liquid other than water, which would you pick? I feel like we've done these.
Not those. Into a liquid of water. What would it be?
If you could turn the ocean into another liquid other than water, which would you pick?
Oh, actually, I think we have. Sorry, I just
That's
looked
all right.
them up
Just
on the
fucking
internet.
answer.
I don't know. Beer.
Okay, there you go. If you had to be a Siamese twin with one person, which person would you pick to be stuck with?
Tom.
Yeah, because I don't want to annoy you like Ashley. If you could pick 3 famous people to be part of your entourage, who would you pick?
Benedict Cumberbatch, Robert Downey Jr., and Tom Holland.
Okay. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would you pick?
I bless the rains down in Africa.
No, it'd probably be like Tribute by Tenacious D or something.
I mean, that makes sense, but if you're going to do Tenacious D, man, why don't you just do Fuck Her Gently?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like theoretically, that one makes sense. Or at least do Kickapoo. I mean, it's got Dio and Meatloaf in it.
You know, it's funny that you say that. I was it's time, by the way, but it's funny that you say that. But I was listening to some Tenacious D the other day, and they're coming to Columbus. Yeah. And I knew that already, and I want to go, but it's like $150 per ticket, and
What?
I don't got that money.
I'll tell
For
you.
Yeah.
Tenacious D, it's $150 a ticket.
Right, man? Yeah, fuck yeah. And I would pay for that if I wasn't getting married this year.
Like, listen. When it comes to Tenacious D, the D is worth $150 a ticket. However, my whole situation is, I am a broke bitch.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's exactly it.
I think that's all of us, man. I feel
I'm a
it.
broke bitch as well.
Listen. I have bought Tenacious D in the Pick and the Pick of Destiny 5 times in my life. Okay. Literally.
Right.
On DVD 5 times.
You know what's funny that you say that, mentioning Tenacious D? Jess is the person that got me into Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
he
true.
is. He's the person that actually that got me into Tenacious D back in middle school, man.
Did you ever play the game?
Which game?
What the hell was the name of
Brutal
that?
Legend?
Brutal Legend. That's what it was.
I have it sitting on my bookshelf, literally 10 feet away from me.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it was
It was
amazing.
weird. I never finished it because it went from like an action game to like a fucking like tactical.
Yeah,
like,
real-time strategy. But I'll tell you what, man, I appreciated that because I'll tell you what, the guy who did it was Tim Schafer, and Tim Schafer is known for Psychonauts. He's known for fucking Full
Yeah, he is.
Throttle. He's known for
Fucking
Grim,
Psychonauts.
Grim Fandango. I mean, the dude has always, given you, like he's throwing you curveballs with every fucking game he's done. You know what I mean?
And I'm still waiting for Psychonauts 2, Tim Schafer. That Patreon or whatever the fuck he did had been out for like 5 years and still not out.
Games take a lot of time to develop, sir.
Yeah,
Especially
I guess.
when you don't have backing from a studio.
Well, here's the thing that you have to realize about Carlo, and I know that you've known him a while. He is an impatient bitch.
That's true.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
I can totally confirm that.
So Jess, you've known Carlos since middle school. Why don't we dive a little bit into that?
Yeah, Carlo immigrated to the United States in 6th grade.
Yeah, that's right. 6th grade.
Yeah, and I was the first person to ever talk to him. Right? Didn't speak a fucking word of English.
I did not, dude. He knew me back in my wonder years. That's right.
And I knew one phrase in Spanish, which was "Hola." Como estás?
I thought you were gonna say "Fiesta mis pantalones."
No, that's my line.
No. So I was the first person to talk to him, and he answered me, and I was like, okay, because I didn't know what the fuck he said.
I still don't know what the fuck he says.
Yeah, but oh, dude, trust me, his accent used to be way more hardcore.
I hide the shit out of it now.
I know, but I just don't know what he says because most of the time I stop listening.
I just always assumed he was singing the Macarena to me.
I remember him saying that to me too. He's like,
Yeah.
"Are you singing the Macarena right now? I don't know what you're saying to me."
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we he, for the first, like, I don't know, what, 2 months that you were at the school, you were doing like
Yeah.
ESL classes and stuff. So you slowly but surely got.
I I was like strutted around the school because of the fact that I learned to speak Spanish. I mean, to speak English very quickly.
Yeah, you were just like they were just like, look at the foreign dude. You know?
Yeah. They were like, look at what no, they were more. It was more like, look at what we did. We can do that to your children too. We
Right.
can teach them.
Right.
But it was more like my mom gave me a book and then like she's like, yeah, you should learn English.
Yeah, because and it was so funny because it would be like for the first 2 months that he was there, our sister, the sister that taught us,
Sister Jeanette.
Yeah, Sister Jeanette. She would be like giving us math lessons, and then she would be like, okay, now I have to explain to Carlo, and then for 10 minutes she would just speak Spanish, and I would and I would fall asleep on my desk.
Oh man, you guys must have loved that because then that was 10 minutes you didn't have to learn anything.
Dude, it was great. It was great. I
Why
loved
couldn't
it.
you have been in my class?
You're right.
God, why'd you ever learn English, Carlo? Come
Yeah,
on.
fuck.
Right.
Right. And I remember one of the first days he was there, we were in the lunchroom. Okay, and this is saying something that I remember this because I did a lot of drugs in my teenage years, and a lot of my memories are fucking wiped, right? So we're in the lunchroom, and the 8th grade teacher at the time was this friar named Brother John Michael.
Oh, fucking God bless his soul.
Right, and he's passed away now, so rest in peace and everything like that.
Yeah.
But he was single-handedly the greatest teacher I ever had because he would insult the students, and it would be amazing.
Yeah, he would. Dude. He would to fucking give you so much shit.
There was
amazing.
There was this one girl who was in our class. She was Muslim, right? And her name was Reneem Malkia, right?
Dude, how the fuck do you remember their names? I only remember you and Gabe's name. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking else.
Yeah, Reneem Malkia, right? And he would purposely mispronounce her last name. He would say Michaela. Right? And but anyway, so he was teaching over the 8th grade. We were in 6th grade, and we were just trying to find something to connect to Carlo with, like, culturally. So what it ended up being was us referencing the Budweiser commercial, where everyone's like, "What's up?" Right?
Dude, I love the shit out of that. That was a big thing in Peru. What's up?
So we're just sitting there and we just keep all going, "What's up?" Right? And then Carlo makes eye contact with Brother John Michael.
I don't remember this.
And just goes, "What's up?" to him, right? Brother John Michael gets so fucking furious that he immediately stomps over to Sister Jeanette and just like, "They are corrupting that kid." And we were.
Recollection. I do not fucking remember that at all. That's amazing.
I completely remember that just because it was so fucking funny. Like, because it was, we thought we were in serious trouble for referencing a fucking commercial. It was
Dude,
baffling.
I still remember the right when we were right before graduation, we were doing some pictures and some shit like that. And brother, I had my one button unbuttoned for like my shirt.
Yeah.
Like it was like a Catholic school.
Yeah.
So we had to wear like button ups. And I didn't have a button and I had my my tie on as well.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, he's like, "Would you button that shirt or is your neck too fat?" I was like, I'll button it. You mentioned the cafeteria, man, but that cafeteria made me fat.
Yeah, that's true.
Like legit, dude. It made me so fat.
It was 3 overweight Italian women just making the fattest food possible. This was before the time.
Food.
Yeah, this was before the time of like Michelle Obama, where she was like regulating school meals. Like this was like, it was literally like, "Oh, you want 5 portions of spaghetti and meatballs? Absolutely."
No shit.
Dude, I remember it was like 6th grade and 7th grade that they didn't give a shit, and then like 8th grade, like I remember like I was a fat kid then. I went up to get like another portion, and she's like, "Oh no, we're not allowed to give you more." And I was like, "What? I'm starving. I'm a fat kid."
Yeah, and that in like 8th grade is when they started to change it up. They were just like, "We're going to be doing healthier options, so this is a chopped salad today." And I was like, "You can go fuck yourself."
So when did you actually move down to Kentucky then?
I moved down to Kentucky 2 years ago. Basically, I was in a situation. I was doing a podcast in Cleveland, but my wife is from Kentucky.
Wait, did you go to school with us?
No, he went to middle school with us.
Yeah. Well,
With you?
With me. Sorry, no.
I was going to say, I don't think Tom was there.
No, where did you go to high school?
I went to high school at Chanel High School in Bedford.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's closed now. Like I stuck with the Catholic shit, man. Like, my parents were just like, I don't trust Cleveland public schools, so.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him either.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. It's a Catholic education did me really well. I'm 25, working at a gas station, so
Hey,
yeah,
it's
stay
better
in
than not
school.
working though.
Yeah, stay in school, kids.
I would assume that there really isn't that much work down in Kentucky though.
It's a lot of factory. It's a lot of farming. It's a lot of shit like that. Like, there's not, especially the area that I'm at. I'm in like the fucking sticks of Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
So it's like, the best way I can describe it is there's this Canadian television show called Letterkenny where it takes.
Yeah, I know the show. I'm looking forward to it coming on Hulu in July 17th.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
To be specific.
You've listened to my show. I suck the dick of that show so much. My show.
I'll tell you something about that show. A couple of years ago, I had to go down to Houston, Texas to work down there. Okay,
Yeah.
and a couple of the guys that I met down there that work for the same company, they were from Wisconsin, and they were telling me about the show, and they showed me a couple clips, and they showed me a couple episodes, and ever since then, I've been going on YouTube and watching the clips. I can't wait for it to come to
Wait,
Hulu.
what is this show again?
It's called Letterkenny.
Yeah, Letterkenny. It's the story of these like this small town in Ontario, Canada, with like 5,000 people in it, and like you only ever see like 3 certain groups. But dude, like I'm telling you, if you watch the show, you perfectly understand where I live. Like, it is like it's the type of town where the biggest store is the dollar store. You know what I mean?
Go back. I moved the cable and it cut out.
It's all right. Yeah. What I'm saying is like it's literally, fucking the whole thing was like the town is so small where the biggest fucking store in it is the dollar store. You know what I mean? It's literally like there's fucking nothing here. You know what I mean? There's as far as restaurants go, like you know in Cleveland or even Parma, you go down the road, you got 5 fucking restaurants to choose from. You know what I mean? Here we have Dairy Queen, Subway, and fucking a pizza place. That's it.
That sounds awful. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Hey, so
Oh yeah, I contemplate suicide every day.
so you said that you moved down there because of your wife?
Yeah, she was living up in Cleveland with me for about 3 years, and she got homesick. Her grandfather was, in poor health, so she decided that she wanted to come back down here. And it was sort of a situation of I kind of had to go with her, because if I would have been like, all right, let's just cut the cord and I'll stay in Cleveland, I would have been fucking homeless because I couldn't afford the fucking place I was at without her,
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and love or whatever,
How how long have you been married?
We've been. That's the thing. It's to say that we're married according to the government would be false. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me that I'm committed to somebody for the rest of my life.
Okay, I got you. So in other words, you're it's like a domestic partnership kind of thing.
Well, not on paper. It literally.
Yeah.
I mean, she's my fucking wife, dude. Is what it comes down to. Like, I'm not pursuing anybody else ever again. You know what I mean? If shit doesn't work out with this, I'm just gonna go gay. So,
It seems like it would be a whole lot easier. I mean, there's a lot more domestic abuse and gay couples from what I've heard, but that should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would, Kevin Smith very infamously said that if someone, because I look very similar to what Kevin Smith looked like when he said this, basically, if he were to go into a bear bar, he would be Marilyn Monroe. So I'd like to think that that's what I would end up being,
So how long have you guys been together?
Oh, fuck. Let me look at the month. Yeah, it'll be exactly 5 years in October.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Good
Congrats,
for you guys,
man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been tough. We've gone through trials and tribulations, but she pays half my bills, so
Yeah,
And that's all that matters in the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
Especially
been
this
stuck
day and
with
age.
I've been stuck with my old lady for 6 years.
Oh, that's fun. I bet you love it. I bet you love every minute of it, don't you?
Every day, all day, especially when I'm downstairs in the basement.
Right.
Right. Hey, honey.
Just
kiss,
watching
bye bye.
porn.
I'm going to go downstairs and play video games on the Xbox.
Right. That or I'm going to watch porn on the sex box. Oh, yeah.
You can watch porn on the Xbox?
Yeah, fuck yeah, you can.
I didn't know that.
Dude, there's an internet browser built into it.
Oh, no shit.
I just use my phone. It's way easier.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know about you, but I kind of like women to be decent sized, not like on mobile screens.
I mean, I'd like them to be miniature, you know? It's a little more fun for me.
Right on. You got a midget fetish. That's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of midget fetish, we're going to get Carlo a midget stripper for his bachelor party.
Definitely not going to happen.
Angelo's already looking into it, so you have to deal with it.
Dude.
Please, for the love of fucking God, do not get me a midget stripper.
Oh, it's going to be so lit. I can't wait. It's going to be so
I
great.
fucking hate you guys.
Carlo, what's wrong with a midget stripper? She will make your dick look huge.
I like
No,
my,
nothing can do
I
that.
like my women. You fucking bitch. I fucking hate you. You piece of shit. I have no comeback for that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, so you've known him since middle school. I've known him since high school. I met him, our freshman year?
Oh, I want to say yeah, right around the end of our freshman year.
You picked him up where I left off. Right on. That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's he's a little weird, but he's all right.
I'll tell you what. The one thing I can attest to is that, you know, when you have a friendship in middle school, you know, you get to the end and you're like, we're going to be best friends forever, and then it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny that you say that, because my stepdad, when I ended high school, really, is when he looked at me and he's like, congratulations, you're gonna lose most of your friends. I'm like, hey, man, fuck you. That's not gonna happen. Me and my friends are lit. We're tight. Like, that ain't gonna happen.
Do you remember how much we used to make fun of your stepdad's voice?
Yeah, I think I talked about it on the podcast for a minute.
I'm pretty sure that's like everybody who knows his stepdad.
Wait, is your parents' home number still the same?
Their phone number?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't gonna do the full joke if it's still the same, because I don't want to like give your parents' numbers out on the podcast, but fucking. We used to make fun of his stepdad because his stepdad did the voicemail message for his home phone, and
God.
It would be like, you've reached 440, and then
I haven't heard that shit in a long time. Keep going.
and then he'd be like, blank 8239er, and just leave a message for me or Carlo or so and so.
You remember my home phone number? Holy shit!
He went full fucking Minnesota.
That's basically we would just like make fun of his stepdad.
I remember. You say that, and I remember him going like, "Oh, my name is Ed. I'm from Canada. I like hockey."
Was he Canadian?
Yeah. Well, he's like half Canadian or like a quarter Canadian or some shit like that.
It
And
must
the moment
be-
I said that to you,
That explains a lot now.
It may be the fucking most dominant half is the half of Canadian, because that motherfucker was like just sorry Carlo, I can't take you to your friend's house there, and
sorry there.
I'll tell you what, that makes a lot of sense that he took us to a hockey game once.
He did.
Yeah, and we ended up on screen.
What hockey
Yeah, we
game?
did. The
Cleveland Barons.
The Barons when they were the
Oh,
Barons.
no shit. I forgot
Yeah,
about
man.
the Barons.
Well, he used to have season passes.
Yeah, because of course he fucking did. He's half Canadian.
Dude, now that I know that Ed is half Canadian, I'm gonna make
Well, he's
fun
not
of
half
him
Canadian.
all
He's
the
like
time.
a quarter.
I don't care. I'm gonna make fun of him all the time now.
It's
So-
not a
so-
quarter. It's a toonie or a loony, not a quarter.
So just so you know, Jess, Carlo and Ashley bought the house right next door to his
Right
parents.
next door.
To your parents?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So literally every time that we get together, Ed will see my car up front and he'll come over and knock on the door and he'll be like, "Hey, can you guys come help me with this?"
Every single
Like,
it never
every time.
fails. It
I gotta
happens
tell you, Tom. I'm making a huge thing of poutine. I need a big help.
Oh God!
If
I
you
can't
could run
wait now.
down to the store and get me some Labatt, I'd appreciate it.
Hey, Labatt's the shit, man.
Yeah, Labatt's is A-okay in my book, but I'm totally gonna make fun of Ed now every time
Oh,
that
do
I
it.
see him.
Do it. That's just hilarious.
I'm gonna be like, now I understand why you're a union worker. It's because you're Canadian.
Well, one for all and all for one, if you know what I mean. We got to stick together. We're union boys now.
Free medical care and all. I
I'll
was
tell you
Irish.
what,
I
they're
don't know what the fuck
legalizing-
that was.
They're going to be legalizing marijuana there pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to get high as a fucking Georgia pine, let me tell you.
Oh my God!
I'm going to get high as a maple leaf, I'll tell you.
That's crazy though. You still remember his home phone?
Yeah, dude.
You
He said that, and I was like, you said like some of the numbers, and I was like, oh, that's legit my home phone
I
number.
don't even think Carlo remembers his parents' home phone.
I remember it. Not all the time.
You got to remember, like I said, I have plenty of memories from grade school, high school, a fucking blur because of how badly on drugs I was.
Dude. I'm trying to think. I remember my first birthday in this country, and I don't know. I think I invited a couple of people to over my house, and the only people that showed up, it was a sad birthday, but it was great because I had a blast. It was Jess and this guy Gabe.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember that giant fucking TV they gave you?
Yeah, dude. I do. I do remember that. I mean, it was like in the retrospect of giant, you have to think about it was like I want to say it's like a 20-inch TV.
No, dude, it was bigger than that because I had a fucking 20-inch at my house. And it was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, that thing was fucking huge. It was huge on your wall, too. I was like, Jesus
Yeah, it
Christ.
It's
That thing had to have been like a 40, man. Like literally.
no.
I'm telling you, dude, it had to have been.
Well, the other thing is back then the TVs looked a lot bigger because they were still
Dude,
doing.
you
all the
want to
shit
know a
with
story
them.
about that TV? Is
It broke
back in
5
high
minutes.
school. No, dude. To this day, I talked to this kid Forrest and his brother Carver, and that TV's at their house, and it to this
Still?
day fucking works. Yeah, man.
Dude,
That fucking thing is a beast.
Dude, let me
and the
tell
funny
you,
thing
man,
about that.
old will hold. Okay, that's the best way I can because literally you get a fucking Samsung Galaxy S9 within 6 months you're having issues with it, but
Right.
But okay, I have a fucking Insignia 39-inch fucking television, right?
Uh-huh.
Fucking got the thing on clearance for $289 like 5 fucking years ago. Not even one fucking pixel has gone out on it. Like,
No shit.
I swear to God, right? And I guarantee you can't say the same for them fucking 4K TVs that are coming out right now.
Yeah, because I know I have an Emerson that I got probably about around the same time, like 5 years ago, and it still works great. Knock on wood.
Actually, I have an Emerson that I bought like in Black Friday, like maybe 7 years ago, and one of them still works just fine. The other one we sold, but I'm sure it still works.
Well, the funny thing is those are like the cheapo brand, and yet I know a
Fuck
couple
yeah,
of people
dude.
that bought Samsungs and they went out before that fucking TV.
And
did.
also, they were getting spied on by the government with them.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Well, Donnie's got to keep an eye on us. You know what I mean?
Hey, but we talking about that TV. I remember we used to have like game nights at this kid Forrest's house, and his house is like how far away would you say it's like maybe 5 miles away?
Yeah, not even.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So what we would do is I would bring my Xbox 360, and that TV with me,
Yeah.
and my mom would drive me. But the thing was, I would have to walk home, and I did it like 3 times before I bought myself my own TV,
You just fucking
and then
strap
I went
it
and
to
I
your
left
back.
it there. Dude, legit though, like I was carrying a fucking Xbox in a bag and this motherfucking TV with me for fucking like 5 miles. Like, oh, I gotta take a break, and I would put it down and be like, all right, let's go. And I fucking pick that bitch up and then like walk all the way home with it.
How did you not get jumped?
I don't know.
This was
Usually,
different days of Parma.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
usually
before the
also-
Juggalos showed up.
Evan would like walk with me, or like Forrest or something, because they would come over and we'd like still play video games or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Cross swords, touch dicks, play soccer.
So
together.
Yep.
So you weren't walking home at night. It was like
No, it wasn't a fucking day.
Oh, okay.
Like we would spend the night at that kid's house.
Okay, I thought that you meant like, oh yeah, I'd walk home at like 12 o'clock at night carrying an Xbox and a TV. I'd be like, dude, if I saw you walking down my street at 12 o'clock with a TV and an Xbox, and I'm not even that bad of a person, I'd fucking walk outside and fucking jump you.
Dude, he'd probably be so exhausted he'd just be like, "Fucking take it, I don't care."
I would drop it. I'd be like, "Yeah, fuck you, take it," and I would just smash in that fucking giant thing.
He's like, I'm done carrying this shit anyway.
Dude, that
Right.
that TV was so fucking big that it probably would like crack a fucking hole in the cement.
It wasn't that big, dude. I remember it being like I think it was like a 30-inch at the
No,
most.
if that was the one at Forrest's house, I remember that TV. It was pretty decent size.
Yeah.
It might have been like 35, 40 inches.
Probably. I think around. You guys are probably right. It was probably around that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just underestimate your size.
Right, man. Dude, all high school, I'm like, oh man, and then I found one person. They're like, hey, your dick's nice.
Right? And you were like,
Poor girl.
And you're like,
Right.
I appreciate that, coach, but can you please stop saying it?
The funny thing is, I did have a female swim coach.
Oh no, he didn't mean female.
I said girl, bitch. I said girl.
He didn't mean female though.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're just like, I'll do some laps. That's fine.
So have you guys talked about moving away from Kentucky, or are you guys planning on staying there?
Well, I want to go to Canada, in all honesty. Mainly because I think I can really blend in with a Canadian accent.
There you go.
And plus, I always felt that I was born a little too far south. You know what I mean? Because, like, as far as sports go, the only one I give a shit about is hockey. You know what I mean? I get more enjoyment out of Canadian television than American television. Same thing with, like, movies and shit. Like, if you were to, like, be like, hey, you know what we should watch? Undercover Boss. I'd be like, fuck you. I'll watch Degrassi. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
So I guess my main question is I forgot what I was going to say, so never mind.
Well, you were asking if we're. You're asking if we're thinking about
Decide-
moving to Kentucky, moving away from Kentucky, but I think mainly you just want to meet me in person and
Yep, that's what it is.
and just touch dicks, which is, I mean, that's fine. I'm planning a trip back to Cleveland. We just got to figure a good place to meet up. I'm thinking a really dingy subway station. You know what I mean?
I was thinking more like a really shitty strip club, like we're going to take the Carlo on his bachelor party.
What, like the fucking, what is it, Lolito Lounge or whatever in fucking Lakewood or something like that?
Oh no, man! We just go to the Brook
Secrets
Park
of
Road.
Brook Park?
Yeah, Brook Park Road strip, bro.
Fox's Den. Oh fuck
So much closer.
yeah, we'll
So
go
much closer.
You know what's funny? My fucking tattoo shop that I used to go to was like right down the road from Fox's Den.
252.
No, fucking West Anchor, dude.
Oh, West Anchor. One of my buddy's cousins works there. I don't remember his name, but
What does he look like?
he's a big guy. He drives a Mazda pickup truck.
Big guy, beard, bunch of tattoos.
Oh, Brewer.
You know him?
Ryan Brewer.
Probably.
Dude, I have art by him hanging up on the wall in my office.
Yeah, he does some pretty good work. I personally go out to a guy out in North Ridgeville. It's called Drop Dead Tattoo out in North Ridgeville.
Yeah. Is it just some dude with like meth scabs all over him in his
Yes.
kitchen?
Dude,
How'd you know?
you should see his tattoos, man. They're all trash.
I
You
believe
bitch.
I believe it.
Hey, why don't you show everybody the tattoo on your back?
You have a
First of
tattoo
all-
on your back, Carlo? Is it like something Incan or something like that?
It should be. I should have done that.
No, he got a tattoo on his 18th birthday when he went to Peru.
Yeah, it's a
and
fucking
the dude,
phoenix.
The
And,
dude scarred him the fuck up.
yeah, he did.
Well, I mean, it's Peru. They don't have like technology there, so they were
Like-
they were just like they were doing that old school like monk tattoo where they just take a fucking stick, dip it in some ink, and like hit you in the back with a hammer.
No, I'm pretty sure that would have came out better.
Fuck you, all right? It's not that bad. I just, I talked to my tattoo guy, and he told me he could fix it.
Yeah, you probably can. It's just it's weird because you could feel it like on
It's
top of
super
his shirt.
fucking raised.
Dude, trust me, I have one that's fucking raised because I went to Body Revolution, and it's fucking, it's funny because I went to Body Rev because that's where my parents took me for my first one.
I've heard a couple of bad things about that place.
That's all you're gonna hear about that place is that it's bad. It's literally where tattoo careers go to die.
That's pretty sweet. It sounds like it was a pretty solid joint to go get your first tattoo and scar you for life, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, literally my whole right arm, like me and my sister were going to get like a siblings quote, right? She got one part of the quote, I got the other, but like literally
Like to knock?
what?
Like to knock?
Exactly, but it was like way longer. But
For our audience members, that's a Tenacious D joke.
yeah, but yeah, literally like my entire fucking top part of my right arm, like you know, it's not the shoulder because it's, you know, it's not, but you know, like that fat patch right below the shoulder is just literally just a sea of black ink at this point. You know what I mean? Like you can't even fucking read it
Oh
anymore.
my God.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, and it's,
You know, it's
all
funny that
raised and shitty.
my jujitsu instructor, he got a tattoo when he went out on his on a family trip, and his buddy did his tattoo and it looks really good. And he was telling me that in the middle of it, he had his daughter with him, and in the middle of the tattoo, he looked at her and he goes, "Here, do a little bit of this," and his daughter fucking started tattooing him.
I mean, that's kind of a cool experience for him and his daughter, though.
Yeah, man.
That
Apparently, she had a blast with it, and she was like freaking out about it, and like, and he looked and he's like, "Well, if she screws up, like, this is all fixable, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, she's not gonna screw up though." he told me that he looked at her and he's like, "She's not messing up. Don't worry about it."
And that's when he ends up. And that's when he ends up with a tattoo that says "No regrets."
Well, no, dude, it turned out fucking really, really well, actually.
Yeah.
So what made you come up with Fat Lulz Radio?
I'm fat.
Hey, you know, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Actually, is
Okay.
there any way you can re-record the thing so that people know that it's LULZ,
What do they think it is?
LOLS?
No, dude, it's lulz. LULZ, lulz. For the
Yeah,
lulz.
but that's still sounds like lol.
You know what's really funny is I thought that you were gonna bring up the fact that every time that the ad comes on, I say it's not a round table, it's a square table.
Oh, that too. That fucking every single time the ad comes on, fucking Tom looks at me. He's like, "It's not a round table. It's a square table."
What the fuck is wrong with you? You're supposed to have a round table. Are you not professional?
Right? Not at all.
Don't look at me. We're at his fucking house.
This is my D&D table. That's why.
I just
My
farted.
round table's upstairs with my pitchforks and my I don't know what else.
I'll tell you what, man. The most interesting part of what you just said.
Fuck my life.
What?
I'll tell you what. The most interesting part of what you just said is the fact that your girlfriend hasn't left you yet. You know.
That's pretty accurate. Although they're a match made in hell.
It's a complimentary relationship. She sometimes plays D&D with me,
Yeah, I get you.
and then D&D in the bedroom. Giggity.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you're gonna make such a good dad one day. I know I already made this joke earlier, but
Man,
with
fuck
those bad
you.
dad jokes you've been making all day, I mean, it's just gonna be the match made in heaven.
You don't role play in the bedroom? Do you role play in the bedroom, Jess?
I mean, all the time, man. Like, you know, I mean, we get into crazy shit, though, you know.
Where is she? Where is she?
Yeah, exactly. I like, you know, I put on the Bane mask before and been like, your orgasm must be more severe, you know.
Oh, that's one thing that I wanted to tell you, man. Your impressions are actually pretty fucking great.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
For a minute, it took me a minute to try and figure out who was doing them. If it was you,
It's all me, honey. It's all me.
yeah, no, they're pretty fucking great. I get a kick out of them when I'm listening to your podcast. I find it fucking hilarious.
I just think the fucked up part is that we do it like the fact that we pick the most vile shit to do impersonations of. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
when you guys read the stories, the fucked up stories, like when you were reading the one about like the cannibal thing or whatever.
oh the fucking Jeffrey Dahmer sex fan fiction.
Yeah, when you were reading that, and I forgot who were you reading that as.
Well, I
forgot.
well, Sam just read that. I think you might have been talking about fucking the MCR fan fiction.
Hey, this actually would be a really good time to maybe put a snippet of your podcast.
Oh yeah, I mean we can. I have certain bits like because like I'm working on getting the YouTube channel up and going, and I'm gonna have like little segments of our show, like you know, as YouTube videos up there.
What we've been doing recently is I've been cutting like segments of our podcast. Yeah. and then I just been like putting our picture and then just like posting it on Facebook and shit, and I've been actually getting some pretty good feedback on it.
Yeah,
No.
well, because like a lot of people, they don't have the patience to sit down and listen to an hour and a half long episode. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they want something funny, they want it concise, they want it instant. That's why it's shit like fucking Instagram comedy is fucking like on the rise right now, is because it's short, sweet, to the point, and it's never funny. But
You mean Vine?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Same shit.
I mean, like shit, Vine. I mean, Vine became Instagram. Like everyone who was big on Vine just started doing comedy bits on Instagram.
Right.
And it's all cancer, really.
I have one other question for you. Where did you get those fucking electric shock collars?
Amazon for $40.
Dude, they have a bit at the end of their show where they ask each other questions.
Yeah, it's a game. We always play some.
No shit.
Yeah, we play some sort of game. Pretty much on every episode that we can. There's some episodes where we don't have a third guest because like we have this this third mic that comes on every once in a while. His name's Alter Server Jonathan, but he's not really reliable as far as scheduling goes. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll ask people questions.
Who does that sound like, Carlo?
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, if you're listening, I'm calling you out.
Nick, I swear to God, fucking get your shit together, Nick. Because, podcasting's hard, but when you have unreliable people, it's even harder.
Hey, real quick, though, here is that ad.
Love is very strange, and it comes in many forms.
Yes, it does come in many, many forms.
But there are just some that shouldn't be out there.
No.
Let's take a
Please
listen.
do come visit. Hey, baby. Hello, pretty one.
Hello.
Wow. Now this is a rush. Ah, yes. A piece of ecstasy. This is the most incredible turn-on when an approach like this. It is the most incredible turn-on.
He's standing in front of horses.
This is getting sexual.
JRH NBR. Just the right height, no bucket is required. I happen to have a pony mare that is
What?
JRH NBR. And that's really nice because you're not trying to do a balancing act standing on something. At that moment of orgasm, for lack of a better word, the two souls actually merge and touch, albeit for a brief.
What? What is this about?
And it's humbling, and yet it's so intense, it's rejuvenating.
They fuck horses?
Mares do orgasm. Yes, they do. Call them maregasms. And when a mare orgasms, a lot of times, they will, you can feel their muscles tense up and they kind of oomph, for lack of a better word.
Laurie and Michael were both sexually active with animals when they married.
Why?
With the arrival of children, they agreed to give up their animal passions.
Oh, for the children.
But after
You did it for the fucking children. Oh, you stopped fucking horses. Like, we just got the kids now.
2 years,
We just don't have the
Michael
time.
found this too difficult.
Like, why are mommy and daddy in the barn
When you
all night
wake
with the
up in the
horse?
middle of the night and your husband's not there, the barn is rather close to the house.
You think he's out fucking the horse. He's not getting up, getting himself a late night snack. He's probably out there fucking the horse.
You know, for no reason. Okay, why is he out there? And a wife usually knows.
I usually know if my husband's fucking his horse.
Yeah, it's just the way, if he's tense before he goes to bed, he might get up and, once I go to sleep, little subtle things you can
wasn't
tell.
aware that my wife was aware that I had reestablished my intimate relationship with my mare.
Yeah. Wow.
It
Feels so
it was just I was trying at that time to be true to myself and the loved ones in my life. And sometimes juggling those things is no small task.
It was a very difficult situation. It's like, fine, you want to be with her, then be with her. So I would get resentful and remove myself out of the, the triangle.
Yeah, if I don't want to fuck a horse again, then if he starts doing it, fine. I'm just not gonna. You just love the horse.
Now keep in mind, basically, like I just find these videos and I get Sam's reaction. That's all. Wow, that's fucked up is.
Yeah,
and I
pretty
could
much.
Not,
I don't know a lot of this coming in. I feel like he enjoys that to a lot more than he should.
I could not have asked for a better reaction.
No, this is horrifying. Like, why?
When that mare turns her head to look at you and she gives you that little twinkle in the eye. So basically,
how does the horse not just fucking kick you?
Here's my question: do you think that when he watches Seabiscuit, he just fucking hears this in his head? That's what I want.
Is this in Kentucky?
No.
Where?
I think it's in Montana.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Fuck you, Montana.
He's just so adamant, like
I'm not gonna stop fucking my horse. I don't care if I'm married.
Intense, it's rejuvenating. Mares do orgasm. Yes, they do. Call them maregasms.
Oh shit! What do you think, Sam? Good enough for why that's fucked up?
Hear more at soundcloud.com/FatLolsRadio or check out the Church Absurd on the Fat Lols Radio feed on all your favorite podcast apps. Just give a search to Fat Lols Radio, FATLULZ Radio.
All right, great. That was a good ad.
So
Dude, I came because of that ad.
With those shock collars, how bad do they actually hurt?
Well, it depends on what level you got them turned up to. Episode 20, which as of the time that this is being released, is the latest episode. It was Sam had mine turned all the way up to 90 of 100. You know what I mean? And it's
fuck.
And literally, it's they're cheap shock collars, so it's not like a fucking cattle prod, but it's enough where it's like.
It jolts you.
I'd say at about 50, it feels like like those arcade machines where you hold on to the metal bars and it's like you feel like you're getting shocked. At 50, it's about there, but at at 80 is when it starts hurting. You know what I mean?
We need to get some of these.
Fuck that.
I mean, shit. I'll have Sam send a link from what type they are. But yeah, it's but yeah, going on what you were saying, it's it's a game we play where it's shocking trivia. We have, we always try to give it some sort of fucking type of like theme for the questions. So like we did the occupational torment episode,
the gaming.
Yeah, we had a gaming centric. We were going to do the first time we did it with the shock collars. Altered server Jonathan didn't show up, so it really fucked everything up. So we were just asking random ass questions. But the first one we ever did was, I think, movies. But we weren't using the shock collars. We were holding 9-volt batteries to our tongues.
Oh my god!
Dude, the funniest thing that I get a kick out of is like the loser has to sing a song at the end.
Yeah.
While getting shocked.
Yeah, like basically
that sounds fucking awesome.
Dude, Jess, I can't even lie to you. The one day I was at work listening to it and I was laughing my fucking ass off.
Yeah.
I was dying.
We have a lot of fun. We fuck around a lot and it just bursts these ideas.
And this is probably something that our audience members probably are wondering. So you called yourself a Reverend Jess,
yeah,
right?
That's not just a name. I'm an ordained minister.
Are you really?
Yeah, I got really bored on Christmas one day and filled out a thing online.
Is it from the Church of like Peace or some shit like that? Right?
The Universal Word Life Ministries Church.
I was looking online and I found that because I was like, maybe I'll ordain myself.
You know what we should do is I should go take that test
and marry us,
dude,
and fuck with Ashley, and I'll marry you guys.
Dude,
yeah,
it's not even a test. It's literally just filling out your information and then buying a wedding pack. Like basically, like the wedding pack that you have is like it has like licenses and shit like that. But like literally, it's through Universal Life Ministries Church. You literally just fill out your fucking information, and boom, you're ordained.
So okay, so you're Reverend Jess. Then you have
Deacon Sam.
Deacon Sam. And then the next guy would be, what was his name? Altar
Server Jonathan.
Okay, so if we were part of the Church Absurd, which we kind of are now, what would be our titles?
Well, it depends on what your role would be. You see,
Little fuck boy.
well, no, that's what Altar Server Jonathan's for. No, if anything, because you look at you look at the people's role, right? Because like I'm the host, so you think of it as a church service, right? The guy who hosts the sermon and everything like that is the Reverend.
Parishioner Tom and Parishioner Carlo. Boom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all admitted that we're all ladies. So if anything, wouldn't you be Sister Carlo and Sister Tom? I'm not entirely sure, but
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but that's not my pronoun though.
Yeah. Well, okay. Null Tom. I don't know. Fuck. No, but
yeah, shut up, Sister Tom.
Yeah, but yeah, it's we based the names off of the role that we were originally when we were first doing the show,
Put
like
God's
when we first
dick back in your mouth and shut it.
When we were first in like pre-production for the show, we had this other guy who was going to come on with us, and in retrospect, it's a good thing he didn't because he is fucking out there, like literally out there.
Is that Lonnie?
No, it wasn't Lonnie, but it was this guy who we were going to call Jerry Christ. And
okay.
And he's this guy in town, and he used to be an EMS worker, and I'll tell you what, dude, this dude does so many drugs, it's ridiculous. Like he's always tripping on something. But he's got, like, if you start a conversation with him, it's like you can't walk out of it without going through 5 different conversation points, and none of them make sense. Like,
sounds like my fiance.
Like, you gotta, okay, so this dude, like I work the night shift at the gas station, so I see a lot of EMS workers, because they're out doing their runs and whatnot, and they get free coffee and free fountain drinks from the store, so they just fucking come in and get their shit and whatever. This dude would come in, and I would be like, what's up, man? Because I'm not gonna say his name, just for personal preference,
right? Yeah, no, totally,
for my own safety. But I'd be like, "What's up, man?" And he would exhale. He would be like, "I've been reading about a fucking wolf man. Okay, they found a motherfucker fucking in the middle of the fucking woods, cut to fucking ribbons, nothing but fucking flesh and fucking bone sitting there. Okay, and I found out that this fucking wolf man is fucking involved with Russia. They're fucking invading the country through cryptozoological creatures, all right? And this motherfucker is all tied around the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, okay? They're trying to find the fucking God particle, but that thing doesn't fucking exist, okay? I'm telling you what they're doing is they're creating these fucking black holes, okay? And these fucking black holes are collapsing the fucking universe and moving us over to the next one that's right next to it. And that is why Nazis are in the fucking mainstream now, and fucking, all this shit. Trump is fucking president now because we're in this alternate dimension. He's like, the Lindbergh baby? He's like, when I was in high school, they fucking told me that they just found a fucking ladder. But you go on fucking Wikipedia, not only did they find the motherfucker that did it, they fucking found the baby, they fucking found him, they fucking put him in jail, and he's fucking rotten right now. Like,
how much speed does this dude do?
A lot.
And he takes care of people? Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of here.
Not anymore.
He said he used to be.
Not anymore. He got fired from his EMS job because
for not passing a drug test?
No, he fell asleep and missed a 911 call.
Oh, dude.
I mean, in this area, a 911 call's nothing, but still, they were just like, they were looking for a reason to fire him.
Yeah, because they knew he was on all kinds of drugs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's convinced. He's convinced that the dog man is real. He has told me before that somewhere in eastern Kentucky, there is a guy who has a female dog man living on his property.
Oh my God.
And
that guy must have a lot of fun with it.
Dude, I'm telling you, he totally believes it. He totally believes it. And
how long have you and Deacon Sam known each other?
He started working at the store in October of last year, and he's from Indiana, so he's not from here. He's in a very similar like situation as mine. He moved down here for the woman he loved, shit like that. But he started working at the store. We sort of, related to each other and everything like that. Found out we had a similar sense of humor and shit like that. So we just sort of, decided to make this podcast happen. So sorry about that. I had to light my cigarette.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I'm not professional at all. I smoke when I podcast.
Dude, these motherfuckers! Don't you dare, you fucking bitch! Oh, I thought you were about to. I thought you were about to pull up. I thought you were about to pull up your vape. These motherfuckers vape all the time in the podcast. And before, it used to be a bigger problem because we would have one microphone and we would record it. Like, it would be in the middle.
Yeah.
And we'd record, and then you'd hear.
Oh, that's always lovely.
I used to smoke like 2 packs a day, sometimes more. So
you're just like, you know what? I'll give up smoking and just become a faggot. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. I like dicks in my mouth, so that's why I bought it.
It's either that or sucking dick for money, and I actually prefer
$20 is $20. I'm just saying. But,
everybody says that, but when I walk up to them with $20,
but so there was one point where I had this one that was actual like cherry wood. It looked like cherry wood, and I purposely bought that one specifically for the fact that every time that somebody saw me using my vaporizer, everybody was like, "Oh, what are you, gay?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I got this wood one, so that's why I could have hard wood in my mouth all day."
Yeah, that
and then I just walk away from them.
But switching over to
for your listeners, I'm not anti-gay. If I just want to let them know because I dropped an F-bomb, but yeah, it's not. I'm not anti-gay. I just really hate people who vape. So
yeah, no, so do I. But I mostly did it because of my girlfriend. If I'm being completely honest with you,
what's his name?
Jerry. But
Jerry's a great guy.
Yeah, she used to nag at me all the time about fucking smoking and shit. So
you know what? That's when
got old.
I don't know. I think I think Dennis Leary has the best fucking response to it, in which you like inhale really hard and then just like let it drip out of your mouth.
Oh, I've done that before. I still do that with my fucking e-cig. I do it all the time.
So sometimes what he does is he'll like smoke a bunch too, and then he'll blow it into like a bottle, and then just stare at it.
Yeah, it's amusing. Sometimes it's amazing.
Anyways,
but I'm not like one of those gay guys who do the competitions and shit. I just do it so I don't smoke.
So you'll take a hit from the vape and then blow it into the bottle and like seal the bottle off, and then just stare at it.
Sometimes I inhale it afterwards, and then it tastes like the drink too. So it's pretty interesting.
Right on. Have you always suffered with autism, or?
Only partial. God damn,
dude, fucking on fire with these jokes. Damn.
I'll give you that. I don't got a fucking comeback for that. That was good. Shit.
I'm kidding.
Hey,
just breaking your balls. That's all.
We actually reached the moment in the podcast where this is our last segment for it, and it's called Ask Reddit. So what we're gonna do, Jess, is I'm gonna find a question on Reddit, and you guys are gonna vamp because I jumped the gun on this.
That's fine, but trust me, Jess, you can't offend me. I'm pretty much unoffendable.
Oh, look at you! You're such an edgelord.
I know. I live on the edge.
Right.
It's mostly because I just don't give a shit. So.
All right, this is probably a really good one.
I live on the edge, but it's because I'm poor, and that's the only house I could afford.
So the question from Ask Reddit, and this is asked by... I lost the question. Oh, here it is.
God,
it is asked by Beardless Hipster. And the question is, what is the biggest adult temper tantrum you've ever witnessed?
Oh, dude, I work night shift at a gas station.
That fucking Reddit name.
I mean, like literally, I fucking work night shift at a gas station, so it's people getting pissed off all the time. We do, we're a 24-hour store. The 24-hour store comes with a shift change. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it goes. You got to switch from one day to the other. And because of that, there's like a 15-minute period where I can't ring people out. My register's shut down, everything like that. And this one woman came in one night, and she goes, I need 15 on 3. And I go, okay, well, it's going to be about, 10 more minutes. Like I'm in the middle of a shift change right now. So, in 10 more minutes, I'll put it on there. And I wasn't being rude. I was just letting her know what the deal was. Right? This woman goes fucking so entitled. She says to me, she goes, I need gas now. And I go, I had been dealing with bullshit all night because I'm in a town that's majority meth heads. You know what I'm saying? It got
Sounds
to
about accurate.
Yeah, basically. And we're the only 24-hour location within 20 miles, so everyone comes to us. She goes, I need gas now. And I just looked at her, I go, well, you can go to Jackson. It's 20 miles away. And she's like, I don't have enough gas to get there. I go, that's not my fucking problem. I was like, in fact, get the hell out of my store. Go somewhere else. I don't care. And she fucking starts screaming at me. She's like, you don't have the right to be rude to me like that. I go, well, you were rude to me first, so fuck off and go away. And she was so fucking adamantly angry at me. She started threatening me with every fucking thing you can think of in the book. She's like, I'm going to call corporate. I'm like, okay, go ahead and call corporate and tell them that you got really rude with me because I'm doing my job. She looks at me and she says, you're a terrible person. I go, I'm only terrible to people who deserve it. Now get out.
Why not just pay at the pump if that was the case?
Right? You would think. Because, like, the pumps, you could just put your fucking card in and it totally works up until, 2:45. But people don't think about that, man. Fuck those people. I hope they die. I don't care.
I hope they die.
Well, like, I know for me, probably the biggest temper tantrum that I ever saw was when I worked at Save-A-Lot. And so this was a while ago. This was like 6 or 7 years ago. And we closed at 10:30, okay? So we locked the doors and it was like 10:28. So we locked the doors
It's not 10:30, bro.
It doesn't matter. So we locked the doors because there were no customers in the store. And I'm like, okay, well, we got a bunch of shit that we have to do before we can get out of here. So lock the doors. And this woman walks up to the door at 10:30, and she starts knocking on the door, and we're like yelling through the window. We're like, we're closed. And I'm not even shitting you. Have you ever seen a toddler when they don't get their toy at the store, how they start like throwing their arms up and down and shit?
Yeah.
This fucking broad is standing out front of the store, waving her arms up and down, throwing a fucking temper tantrum that we won't let her into the store.
Oh, God.
At 10:30 at night, when it clearly says on the door, we close at 10:30. She was losing her shit, like she was pounding on the door, like she was throwing a fit. It was fucking funny as hell to watch. Me and my manager were just laughing, and I think that just kind of irked her on more. Because like she could see us laughing. We were standing there laughing at her throwing a fucking temper tantrum. It was hilarious.
Yeah. People are fucking idiots. They really are. And that's the worst part is like you can't help but like just get pissed off at these people because they're so entitled and they think that the world fucking revolves around them, and it's just not the case. And like that's
dude.
That's why we have the segment on our show of occupational torment, because it's like literally customers. They say, oh, the customer's always right. I go, fuck the customer, because
the customer is literally. The customer's always right is just a fucking corporate saying, man.
No,
it's not even that.
No, it's a customer saying when they think that they're entitled is what it comes down to.
Right,
because
it's everybody knows you're wrong. It's just we're giving you whatever because you're being a piece of shit and we want you to go away.
Well, and it's the problem. Like corporations that try and push that the customer's always right shit that's the reason that Walmart ended up getting rid of 200 PS4s for $10 because they were stupid enough to believe somebody who came in with a fake coupon. You know what I mean? So
right.
So the fact that any corporation would fucking like buy that motto of the customer's always right is fucking retarded as far as business sense.
Well, one other thing that I found funny when I worked there was we had this little Indian store like a couple doors down where all the Indian people in Parma would go to buy their stuff. And do you know where the store owners would buy their supplies for their store? At our store. They would walk over and pay like $2 for a gallon of milk, and they'd fill up like 4 carts with it. And then they'd walk back over to their store, stock it, and sell it for like $5 a gallon.
Hey, man,
that's genius.
Be fucking smart.
I'm like, why don't these people just come in here and buy it? It's like $3 cheaper.
Because it's Fuck.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I know, but still, I was just like, I'm like, that's insane. They used to buy frozen food and shit too and take it over there. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, it's like we have a Save-A-Lot.
It's important, bro.
Yeah, we have a Save-A-Lot in our town and everything like that, and we have dollar stores, and then we have the gas station where you can buy like food and shit, right?
Yeah. Probably a lot of EBT down there, right?
Oh, you have no idea. Oh god.
I have a feeling. I've been down south before.
Yeah. What do you mean I can't get coffee on food stamps? What the fuck? No.
What do you mean I can't buy my cigarettes on this EBT card?
Right? EBT. Excessively buying tobacco. That's what it stands for. No. But yeah, literally, like, people will come in and they'll fucking pay $5 for a gallon of milk, and we've stared them in the face and say, why don't you just go to the dollar store? It's cheaper, or go to Save-A-Lot. It's much cheaper there. Well, I'm already here. It's like, must be fucking nice.
Right. So for me, I used to work at a call center, and we used to take calls. We used to take calls. We didn't call out.
Let me ask you this, okay? How many times did people not believe you were in America?
Actually, not that many, because like I've been pretty good about hiding my accent. But we did work with a lady.
What about that Mexican one? The lady that called you a Mexican.
Oh God, which time? I did get called that a lot.
No,
I did.
Anybody who gives you shit and say that you're Mexican, that's not fair. You're clearly Puerto Rican. I mean,
well,
dude, the thing is, like, I would be like, especially this was during the elections when I was working there, and they would be. I used to get, like, when I talk to people, they'd be like, I can't wait till Trump becomes president so they kick you out of my country. It was bad. But no, the one I'm thinking of, Tom, was this guy called, and he was crazy, and we've replaced his appliances. Like, he had a list, like a laundry list of times we replaced the same thing for him, and my company had 3 times and we're done, but we've been doing this, and he'd been like using different names, same address, or same name, different address, kind of, or different phone number things. Yeah. So I caught it, and I was like, hey, sorry, we can't do this. And he started flipping the fuck out. He's like, yeah, you can, you've done it before. I'm friends with the president of the United States of America, and I will call him, and it will get your business shut down. Do you understand me? And I'm like,
do you remember his name?
No, dude, no.
Because we can check. We can check with Donnie.
Legit though, like, the guy was fucking, like, he was nuts, man. He was fucking nuts, and he would, like, just screaming, and, like, I ended up just transferring it to my supervisor.
Let me tell you something. I am so sick of you Peruvian phone operators. I am so tired. You're nothing but a bunch of rapists and criminals. We're going to build a wall around your telephone and make you pay for it.
Well, you know, it's just funny because you said if anybody gives you shit for being Mexican, when the first time that I met Carlo,
fuck you,
he said, I'm from Peru, and I'm like, oh, where's that at Mexico? And
were you being legitimate?
Well, yeah, I didn't know where Peru was at the time.
That's a Parma education for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
for the longest time, Tom had my phone number saved in Carlo the Mexican.
Up until about 3 years ago, just because it used to irritate him.
It's okay. He's in my phone now as Carlo the Puerto Rican, so.
Oh, shit.
Shit, dude.
But it's all right, man. I'll change it back. It'll say, Carlo the Dominican, so.
Right. So, and then I'm going to read the top comment on Reddit for this thread. Okay. So what it says right here is, EMS, the woman who caused an accident was screaming to the driver of the other car, he's faking it for the insurance payout. We were loading him onto the stretcher. When the cop told her they were in a bad way, she threw herself on the ground and said, well, if he can do it, then I have neck pain too. Meanwhile, we were preemptively shaving this guy's chest for the AED pass because he's decompensating so quickly.
Yeah.
Her purse was laying on the road, so we ran it over when we did a U-turn to leave the hospital. Also, the guy ended up being okay, but it was probably in for a long recovery. Don't text and drive, assholes.
Fucking
That's what it says.
Oh God. People are terrible, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, just fucking drop a nuke, man. Just get it taken care of. I'm so...
Come on, Putin. Fucking, we're all waiting.
And now Kim's like being friends with fucking Donald Trump now, and Donald's like, I always loved him. Rocket Man was actually a compliment. I was a big Elton John fan.
Which, by the way, he is not 100% gay. Not at all.
Not at all.
Love him. Met him.
It is fake news that he is gay.
He grabs them by the pussy.
He grabs that piano, tickles its ivories, and grabs its pussy. I've seen it happen.
Oh my God!
Don't ask him. He'll tell you the same thing.
I've seen him make sweet love to that piano, and it's been brilliant. It's been lovely. Nobody can fuck a piano like Elton John.
Hey, and I think with that, I want to say, hey, thanks, Jess, for joining the Designated Drinkers podcast. This is fucking Reverend Jess.
Yeah.
You got to correct me on that.
Yeah, man, this has been great. This was really fun.
Yeah, and if you guys like what you're hearing here, and you like my rapport, if you will, be sure to check out the Church Absurd. Just go to SoundCloud.com/FatLulzRadio, or check the Fat Lulz Radio feed on all your favorite podcast apps. If you're easily offended, you need not apply, because we are not politically correct at all. Think of us as like the Filthy Frank of a fucking podcast.
If you like our podcast, then you're gonna like his podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, anybody who listens to our podcast, they probably will not get offended.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Carlo's dad gave it like 5 maple syrup bottles out of 5.
That's the name of the episode. 5 maple syrups out of 10. Oh no, 5 maple syrups out of 5.
Yeah. In all honesty, he just. In all honesty, though, guys, like if you really like fucked up humor that punches you in the gut. Shit that, you shouldn't laugh at, but you do anyway. Our podcast, it would be good for you. In all honesty, it's the best thing for you, really. Because let's be completely honest. We all need a laugh in this day and age.
And I know we're ending, but I do have to mention, I remember the day you sent me like a link to your podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I started listening to it. The night before, I had talked to this guy that I trained jiu-jitsu with, and he is a bit of a... He's not a bit. He's very much into conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
Like very, very much into conspiracy theories. It's not anybody that you know, Tom.
Okay.
But so I started talking to him and I didn't think he was gonna get into this tangent because he's not very talkative. But the moment I got him going on his like fucking conspiracies, bro, like no offense if he's listening, but I regretted it because I spent an hour and a half with this guy just standing there listening to all these like wacky fucking like. Things, but
did this guy used to be an EMS worker in Kentucky? Because I think I may know who you're talking about.
But he did mention Building 8 or Building 57 or building something.
I'm talking Building 7, okay? I am talking Building 7. All right.
Right.
The Jews took it down.
And the funny thing is, the first episode I listened to, the first thing you said was something. Welcome to the Church of Sword. Research Building 7.
Yeah,
Building 7. Follow the money,
dude. So it pretty much told me exactly what the podcast is going to be, and I it's pretty fun. Yeah. It's pretty fucking fun, man.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe our show. It's a gay bomb, baby. It's a gay bomb. It's nothing but a gay bomb.
I know that I definitely enjoy it. I'm still a subscriber, so when you guys release your new episodes, I'm
well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going back and listening to the old catalog until we get a fucking new episode up, because
yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of fun stuff in there. Episode 9, we react to this video of this dude talking about his relationship with his mayor, and it's not PC at all and not Christian.
Hey, what's the episode where you guys taser each other? Because I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
I think it's episode 18 is when we first bring in the shock collars, and then we shock each other again in episode 20, which is the latest
18
episode.
And 20.
Yeah, and then
you should definitely listen to 20, because they talk to a guy down there who is a game store owner.
Yeah,
no shit.
A guy named Ben Dale Combs, who he runs this place called Vault 606 in this town, Jackson, Kentucky. They are available online. Vault 606 on Facebook and Vault 606 Collectibles through eBay. great fucking deals. The guy is very, very good with prices. And, we just talked to him. We did an all-occupational torment special in which, we asked him about, working at a game store and, how the market trend is, unfavorable towards independent-owned game stores and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was a really great conversation. And then we brought out the shock collars. They had a fucking blast. They're actually talking to us about possibly doing a monthly thing there. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
we gotta shoot ideas at you guys because we're like, are you doing live events?
Not really. There's nowhere to do live events around here. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. That's definitely a bucket list item is, to do a live podcast that people show up.
We were offered that to open for an improv group to do that. But to tell you the truth, I don't know how I feel about doing a live podcast before an improv group. I'd feel like we would lose a lot of we would lose their audience for that.
No. Here's the thing, man. Like people go to a comedy show because I've done stand up before. You know what I mean? People go to a comedy show and they don't know what they're expecting. You know what I mean? Because like unless you buy the ticket specifically because of someone's name that's on there, like when you fucking go buy a ticket to, I don't know, let me play to your strengths, George Lopez. When you buy a ticket to George Lopez, you're going to see George Lopez. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like when you're just going to a small time comedy gig, in fucking Cleveland or whatever, you don't know what you're gonna expect. You know what I mean? Because like I've worked with people in the fucking Cleveland comedy scene, and there are so many different types of entertainment, out there. There's fucking storytelling shows, there's roast battles, there's fucking all different types of shit. And, like there's even fucking, sketch comedy groups like, fucking Sad Boys Social Club and fucking Pizza Money and shit like that. And if you guys were to do a live podcast opening up for someone like that, it's not going to hurt the show in any way. At the most, you're going to give people time to get their beer and their cigarettes in before the real comedy shows up. You know what I mean?
You know what? I might talk to Joe about it then. See what we can do.
I'll tell you what. If we do it, we would have to come up with some stuff before we actually went down and did
fuck
it.
yeah.
No, if any,
we can't just do what we do now, where we just sit down here and we're like, hey,
so what
what's
are we
up,
talking about
fuck
today?
faces?
No, what you need to do is, if anything, have a guest to bring on, you know what I mean, to play off of, and do some media shit, you know what I mean? Like, have a projection booth behind you, because I guarantee if this place is somewhat legitimate, they got some type of projection booth, you know what I mean? Like like a projector screen or something like that.
And kind of put our name up there and shit.
Well, not only your name, but like have videos and shit you can pull up and react to. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because like for example,
I could borrow my job's projector that I.
Yeah. Okay. So a buddy, like I work closely with Above Below Entertainment, which is another podcast like media group and shit like that, and they, the guy who runs it used to do a podcast with me, but he was doing a podcast with this local comedian named Jeremy Shear, and they were doing this podcast called Let the Hate Flow Through You, right? They would bring on a guest, they'd talk about something that the guest hated. You know what I mean? Very simple format, 50 to an hour long episodes, and they would just riff off each other, and it was like therapy, it really was. And I had an idea before, they decided to, part ways on the podcast and Shear's moving out to Colorado. I had an idea for a live episode that I would be involved with, in which I hate people who don't recognize the magnificence of Nicolas Cage. And it would be literally me showing clips to the audience of great moments in Nicolas Cage movies and then defending them. You know what I mean? So literally it's just a matter of coming up with a format, man.
Well, the only thing that I'd be worried about with opening for them is I know that some of their stuff is dirty, but it's not how we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's something we'd have to talk about. Hey, for audience members, thanks for joining us. I think I'm gonna end it now, and we'll probably end up keeping talking to Jess about more about this shit. But thanks for joining the Designated Drinkers podcast, Jess, and everybody listening. My name is Carlo.
Tom.
And thank you to our guest.
Hey, I'm Reverend Jess again. Yeah, hey, are we starting over? We should start over.
We are the Designated Drinkers.
Yeah, keep on drinking.
6 friends in the fridge. 2 help me out. They told me they can't wait I ought to mean my mouth. They'll get me through the evening now, baby, there's no doubt. You know they love to party, they want to twist and shout. I've got 6 friends in the fridge to help me out.
This has been a Fat Lowell's Radio production. To hear more shows like this, go to soundcloud.com/FatLowellsRadio.